Hi, friends. How are you today? Happy Friday. This is Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie, on this late Friday afternoon, early Friday evening, or Friday evening period for some of you. Let me make sure that we're on live online on Facebook and YouTube. If you ever want to watch me on YouTube, you can go over there and watch replays. Um, okay, I see that we are live. Excellent. I'm so glad. Renee Parisi, good to see you. Thank you for coming on this late Friday. How are you doing? I feel just uh, it's Friday. Glad that it's Friday. We had our water out for quite a while. They had some problem in the street and they had the street all dug up. And hi, Roz, good to see you. You can't see my eyes? Oh, Ellie, you can't see Ellie's eyes. Oh, yes. Where is that? Because the words are over it? Let me put her up a little bit. She's getting, a little in her sleepy mode. Renee, we finally got some snow today in Columbus, Ohio. How nice. Margaret Gordon, good to see you. Good morning from Australia. And Tina Lesson and Kay, good to see my North Carolina gals. You two are my North Carolina gals. Yeah, so our water was out. Actually, hi, Vicki Eakins from Arizona. It was out for over 24 hours. It was crazy, just crazy. There was this big problem in the street, and Tina, yes, Tina's saying hi to Kay. They're saying hi back and forth. Yeah, she is getting tired. Um, so, anyway, it was, like traumatic. We were out part of the day yesterday, so that was okay, but um, right before it came on today, I was like, oh, brother, I can't take any more of this. And then it came on. So that was good. That was a good thing. Um, so we're back to normal. Warm and humid in Sydney. Oh, right, because you're having your summer there probably. Tammy, good to see my friend Tammy from down the street. And her water wasn't out, but mine was. She's a little farther from that intersection where I don't know what happened, but they dug a big hole in the middle of the street. So I hope it's fixed for a long time now. And let's see, what are we doing this weekend? Tomorrow I'm going to go to someone else's card class. I'm going to go to Dr. Robin's card class. She's teaching a fun fold, a fancy fold that I want to learn. I've tried it, but I got it wrong. I didn't do it right. So she said, come to my class and you can learn it, and then I'm going to bring it to you guys. So, Rose Carey, good to see you from Palmdale. And Jeanne Kohler, good to see you. Rose, I don't recall seeing you on here before, but you might have been, and I just didn't notice it. Good to have you. Yeah, so we're looking forward to the weekend. What is new? What's going on? Well, it's the last few weeks of celebration. So, okay, today's the 16th. We have 13 more days of celebration. So, I want to remind you guys, if there's anything you haven't gotten that's free, snap it up right away. Oh, Tammy's going to LA to see her son tomorrow. And there's Dr. Robin. How are you? I was just saying I was coming to your house tomorrow. Um, to learn that fold. I hope you're still doing it. I'm determined to learn that fold, and then I'm going to do it on one of my classes so all my people can learn it. Yes, so the last few weeks of celebration, I'm going to put Ellie down because she's getting she wants to get in her bed, in her little poofy pink bed. Um, yes, the last few weeks of celebration, and they've added 10 more items. The 10 items that they've added are from actually the current, I think they're from the annual catalog. and they've made them into celebration items that you can get free, but you have to use the celebration number. So make sure you catch that. You get that on the website under celebration. And I want to show you one thing. Yes, Becky Schlossnagel, good to see you. Arrow fold. Yes, she's going to do the arrow fold. So we're going to learn that, and I'll teach it to you next week. And Tina loves fun folds. And Polly, another of my North Carolina gals. So what I wanted to show you, this is a new product. Excuse me, not the cup. The cup, I've shown you this before. But these Stampin' Right markers, there are 11 of them. I have one I'm going to use today for our card. But these 11 are the new core colors that came out with the new annual catalog mid-year 2023. And they have made these, the whole set of 11, into a free celebration item for orders $100 and over. And I just wanted to encourage you guys. Cindy Howard, good to see you from North Dakota. I wanted to tell you about them in case you didn't notice. They are this is a great value to get them free. And the thing about these, I think I mentioned it on Wednesday, is that the new Stampin' Right markers have a new pointed tip, and it works amazing. So the previous ones, I know I've said this before, but for the people that didn't hear or are new, I'm going to say it again. The previous Stampin' Right markers, the point just didn't keep ink in it for a long time. And what I like to do with my Stampin' Right markers is, my favorite thing to do is to use them to sign my cards and to write my envelopes so that my cards are fully color coordinated, okay? Because there's one in every color. And though when I would go to them, that point tip would never have enough ink in it. Well, these have they've redesigned, as of this year, a new pointed tip, and it keeps the ink in much longer. And let me show you a previous one. So this is a Flirty Flamingo one from before. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the difference? Let me see if I hold it possibly at an angle. Anyway, there's a little bit of difference in the way they look. This is much longer, this area right here. And you can already tell, this is Bubble Bath, the new one. And look at how much more full of ink it is than the Flirty Flamingo. Of course, Flirty Flamingo I've had for a while. But I just want to tell you that if you don't have any of these new Stampin' Right markers, this is the time to get them for free. I mean, free, right? So definitely place an order in my online store. I would prefer, and the link is there above for Facebook, below for YouTube people. And place an order of $100 or more between now and February 29th, and you'll get this whole set of 11. And I'm pretty sure if you don't have the new core colors, they're brand new as of mid last year. So if you don't have them, Marcia Long, hi, good to see you. You're not going to be disappointed. You'll love them. I love mine. So I pulled them out to show you. Okay. All right. So that's telling you about celebration. And then the other thing that I want to remind you of is the starter kit special. Remember, normally, to get the starter kit, which means that you become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but there's no obligation. You can stay for 4 months with absolutely no obligation. But during that whole time, you get 20% off everything you order after the starter kit. So normally you pay $99 for the starter kit. You get $125 in a Stampin' Up! Product of your choice, and it all ships to you free. And again, no obligation. You just get the free stuff, and it all ships free, which is like another 10+% off. But right now during celebration, that same deal, but add on to it, you can get, if you choose, $30 more in product. So that would be $155 in product. Math is not my strong suit. Roz has nothing special on her plate this weekend. All depends how husband is doing. Yes, Roz, her husband had a little surgery, so I'm so thankful that he's doing okay. All right, so back to the starter kit. You can either get $30 more in product, so $155 in product for $99, and it all ships free, or you can get the standard $125 in product for $99, and you can choose to get the new glass mat, which I've been using ever since the day I got it. So I just want you to, if you love Stampin' Up, this is the best way to go, because after that starter kit, which you get a lot of great stuff, then you'll get 20% off everything. And eventually you can work yourself up to 25% off everything. And if it's stuff that you love, why not do it? That's why I did it, because I loved Stampin' Up product and I just wanted to get it for the best price. So if you're a bargain hunter, this is the bargain. This is called the ultimate bundle, because you can't do any better than 20% off. So, okay, enough of that. But I love you all so much. I would love to have you on my team of sweet stampers, and we have a lot of fun. One other fun thing, I met yesterday, unrelated to Stampin' Up news. I had a gal that became my friend from Ontario, Canada. She would come, and her husband, and they would summer in La Jolla, it's a ways from me, but it's in San Diego County. And we haven't seen each other since COVID, even though she came, the person who drove her over couldn't drive her here anymore, and a whole long thing. But she is here, and my husband drove me over to La Jolla yesterday, and she and I had lunch along with the gal that used to drive her. It was so much fun. Stampin' Up has given me so many great friends. In fact, I was talking to my husband on the way home, and we were talking about the fact that a majority of my friends now are Stampin' Up friends, because I've just made so many wonderful friends, including all of you, since I've been in stamping. And that's another thing that's great about, you don't have to be a demonstrator to make a lot of friends, because this lady isn't a demonstrator. But she just came to my classes when she was here from Ontario, Canada. So Stampin' Up is just fun. I love it personally. Okay, are you ready to see today's card? I think it's cute. It's kind of bright, and it's using some blues, which I don't usually use. The design is for, how I like to enter the Global Design Project Challenge, if I can, once a week. And so this is the challenge this week, a panel that looks kind of like this rectangular one, and then another panel up to the side, kind of to the right side of it. And you just, it's kind of like you case the designer, you make it your own. And so I thought I would do it with you because I really like it. Lori has found that stampers are great people. They really are. They just are. That's what I found. And you get to come away from all the issues of the world. That's what I always like about it, is you come away from the world issues and all your problems, and you just get to play with ribbons and paper and inks and colors, and it's so much fun. Okay, I'm going to turn you down now, and we are going to get started and make this card. Isn't it just cute? I pulled out the, I want to get the name of it, the Countryside Inn paper that's in the annual catalog. I haven't used it for quite a while. Oh, Becky, blue is your favorite color. Good. So I pulled out that paper, Countryside Inn, and we're gonna play with it today. So I'm gonna put my card right up here. You probably can't see it, but it's where I'm gonna reference. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the Filled with Happiness stamp set. And this is in the Spring Mini Catalog. Now, one thing about it is that it does come in a bundle with an oval punch, the modern oval punch. But that was so popular, sold out right away, but I checked and the modern oval punch is coming back on March 11th, which isn't too long. So if you haven't gotten the bundle, you can get it on March 11th with the modern oval punch. But I'm not using the punch today. I thought, okay, if you guys can't get it, then let's play without it. Oh, Lori, you just used this today. Rose, yes, thank you. Pops of orange. I don't know. You just have to give it a little something, something. So we're using this, and then we're going to use the Everyday Detail dies. I'll pull it out of the little plastic thing. And we're using the one that goes in here. And I am loving these, even if you don't get the stamp set, which is beautiful, that goes along with it. I think these are a must in a stamp room, really, in a craft room. I love them. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using. So let's get started. Got all my pieces, parts right here. And we're going to just go ahead and get this made. So I'm going to bring up my paper trimmer. I have already cut my paper. This is boho blue cardstock, and I've cut it at 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to go ahead and score at 4.25 right there. Okay, and then we'll get that started. We'll fold it over, and let me get my bone folder, and we will just burnish that. Let me put on my glasses here. I got to see what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. And we'll just press that down really nicely. And there's our card base. Okay, now we're going to cut our designer series paper. This is one of the pieces of Countryside Inn. And we're going to cut this. I'm pushing my, this is my scoring blade. I'm going to push that up out of the way. And I'm going to cut my designer series paper at 4 by 5.25. This is such beautiful paper. You know, we get new catalogs, we get new papers, and we forget about our other pretty papers. At least I do. So we're going to go ahead and, now that is cut, we'll go ahead and adhere that down to the front of the card. Let me make sure I'm doing it to the front of the card. You know how I've done that before. In fact, I do it often. And then I have to fix it. Do you ever do that where you forget to look to make sure it's the front of the card? You make the front of the card on the back of the card? Ugh, I hate when I do that. Okay, there we go. And with our glue, we can move it just a bit. Okay. Now, that's our card base, and we're ready to put our pieces on it. So let's start with our first piece, and that's going to be, I have 2 pieces of white in case I make a mistake. Okay, so here's my first one, and this is a piece of white that is white, basic white cardstock. It's 2.5 by 3.25. And I've got my stamp that I'm going to use, which is it's a good day to have a good day. And I thought, okay, that's great. You can use it for birthdays, but also just anything, just wishing someone a good day. And I've got my Night of Navy ink. Now this you have to put on a bigger block, and this is on, let me see so I can tell you. I wanted to say K, but it's actually the E block. E? Yep, E. It says in a little circle right over, let me put it up here. It's right here on the side. It says E, but it's in white and a little translucent, so it's hard to see. And then I'm just going to pat my Night of Navy ink. When the stamp is really big, you want to kind of pat on top of it like this to get it nice and inked up. Okay, it's a good day to have a good day. Now, my trick is to get it nice and even here on this piece. Okay, and I'm going to actually just press really hard to make sure it really inks up well. Okay. That came out great, didn't it? It's a good day to have a good day. I love it. Okay, now we're going to color it. We're going to color it. You don't have to, but I wanted to. And so for the oranges, I'm using pumpkin pie. For the leaves, I'm using Granny Apple Green. And for the little mini blossom flowers, I'm using a Stampin' Up marker of Lemon Lolly. Okay, so to start with, I like to use the brush ends, and I'm going to color my oranges. Now, the one thing, if you're using Stampin' Blends, which are alcohol, with the ink, which is water-based, you want to try not to go over the ink too much. One of my issues is if I smear it, if I went all over the ink, then it would mush it all together. Oh, left-handed people. Yeah, that would be an issue, wouldn't it, Becky? Easy to turn your card around. So anyway, I guess what I'm saying when you're coloring is very light touch and not too much when you're going over. These little dots are kind of shade dots that Stampin' Up! Has put in there to help the oranges look more realistic. And so you don't want to smear those shade dots. So I'm just lightly tapping. And then I'm going to use the dark pumpkin pie brush. Brush side is my favorite. To just go ahead and add some dots right on top of the dots. And that just adds a bit of shading to your oranges. Just a bit. Okay, now we'll color our leaves with our, I think I've got light granny apple green here. This is my favorite leaf green, it really is the granny apple color. Garden green is pretty too, and so is old olive, but this is the one I reach for the most when I'm coloring leaves. And this is quick to color. I mean, even if you're not a big coloring person, it's really a snap. You can see how quickly I'm coloring it. And I just think it brings to life the whole little scene. And the reason I'm using now the Lemon Lolly Stampin' Right marker is that very thing I was telling you about, that smearing. So this is also water-based. The Stampin' Right markers are water-based. The Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based. And it just seems like when I use the blend, the Lemon Lolly Stampin' Blend, it smeared the Night of Navy ink in here. And this didn't smear as much. And I'm just using dots. Just dots is really all I can fit in those little petals. But it just gives it enough of a little light yellow color to kind of bring it alive. See what I mean? Isn't that just kind of cute? All right. Great. Now we have to do a backing for this piece. Is going to have like a little frame around it. And so if our white piece, our sentiment piece, was 2.5 by 3.25, we're going to just add a quarter on all sides, and we're going to go to 2 3/4. Let me see if I turn this over, if it'll fit. 2 3/4. Okay, we'll just do this by 3.5. And that should put a nice frame around it. I'm not going to use, this is the little fox paper, if you'll remember, if you've had this paper or have it. There's one with foxes and one with bunnies, but I'm using the reverse side to back it. It's kind of a nice contrast like that. Don't you think that's a nice contrast? So I'm just going to glue that down. Whoops, I got a little close to the edge there, didn't I? Hopefully it won't smear. And we'll just put that right on like that. You pick it up, and I like to just be able to move it just a hair to get everything even. Okay, we've got that done. Now we can set this aside, and we're going to go ahead and play with the circle. And the circle has one of these cut out and colored. I went ahead and did this before I came on with you. Hi, Pam Simmons. Good to see you. Because I just thought I would save a little time with that. And we're going to put that on a circle frame. The other one we framed in a rectangle. This we're going to frame in a circle frame with one of these Everyday Details dies. Can you see that? And this is my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. which I love to use on my lives because it just is, it fits the whole space. It fits on the camera and everything. So I'm using that same pattern from the Designer Series paper. I'm going to cut this cute little die out, and it has holes. I love that about it, about this die set. You see the holes on the edge? Maybe if I did like that, you could see it better. I love this. So let me set this over here. And you know, what I noticed is it goes really well with these dots. So you have something dotted on this piece, and then you have this dotted. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this little orange up here. Now what I did, if you're wanting to know how did I get this, I just took another piece of basic white, stamped it again, colored it, and I just fussy cut that out by my, with my little scissors. I like to fussy cut, so it didn't bother me. I know some people, thank you, Marcia, I love the die too. Some people don't like to fussy cut, but I do. And so I thought it looked kind of cute. It just added a little something, something. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue this part down. There are those little foxes again on the back. I'm going to glue this piece down. And we want to put this a little to the left. Kind of about like that, I think. Normally I put things up on dimensionals, but this time, for this particular piece right here, I want to glue this because everything here is going to be on dimensionals. So what I'm going to do is put the oranges, the little orange arrangement, on 2 dimensionals, like that, to raise it up off of the circle. And as you can see, the stem, or where the beginning of the branch is right there. So I'm kind of replicating that so it doesn't look kooky with the branch all, it seemed like it should kind of go the same direction. Anyway, that was my thinking. So now we've got that on our circle, and now we're going to go ahead and raise the circle up on dimensionals also. So it really only takes about 2 dimensionals also. I'm trying to be a little more careful with my dimensionals, use less, So I want to try to get this over the corner and yet inside this DSP there, Designer Series paper. Isn't that cute? Now we need to do some more fun stuff. We need to, let me get these little things out of here. We need to add some foo-foo, and we're going to add some of this baker's twine. This is in color baker's twine from the In Colors, I want to say, I think it's 2022 to 2024 In Colors. They're going to, this I believe is Starry Sky, I think is that color. And I'm going to tie just a simple little bow here. Start again. I want the tails to be kind of long today. You guys know I like bows on my cards. I really do. But I think I need to slow down a bit. I've been putting an awful lot of bows. Like every card has a bow. And I was thinking today I need to slow down with that. Thanks, Marcia Fonte. Good to see you. So what I'm going to do is tuck this up under here with a, here they are, mini glue dot. Okay, so scissors. Oh, here they are. Okay. I'm going to put one little mini glue dot up there, and then I'm going to push the little knot of the bow up there too. Okay, so just going to lift that, whoops, and put the little glue dot down. Then I'm going to slide the bow up in there. Come on, bow. Okay. There we go. Get that knot on there. Okay, whoop, where's the other part? Okay, here it is. We'll pull that loop out. Come on out, loop. And I think I'm gonna, whoops, okay. Let's try something else. I'm gonna extend these loops a little bit. I'm gonna pull them out just a bit. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, it's stuck in there, and then I'm going to press this down really hard. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. And pull this other loop up so that you can see the sentiment, and then the tails hang down. Let's trim one tail just a little bit shorter than the other one. It gives a little more interest if they're not both the same size. There we go. Thank you, Cindy. And now for the finale, we have to have some embellishments. And I looked to see if I had any orange embellishments, and we do. These are the brand new rainbow adhesive back dots. Actually, this is supposed to be Flirty Flamingo, but I think it goes really well with the orange here, don't you? So I'm going to use a couple of these. Let's see. I have more of the big ones, so I'm kind of thinking a big one down there, and I'm in the habit of pressing really hard to make sure they really stick on there. And let's put just a baby one. Okay, right here. That would be cute. Right over there. And then maybe another big one. Let's see. How about here? Okay. Now we also have to stamp our inside and our envelope. So here's our inside, and here's our little envelope. Now another stamp on the set, which is kind of cute, is this little tiny flower. So I've got that already on a block. Here's the little flower. You can tell I've used it a lot because it's kind of stained just a tiny bit. Well, it is really stained. What can I say? I think I've used probably Berry Burst on it. And this is, check out this little flower. Look at how cute that is. And so I'm just going to put one in each corner for our inside piece where we're going to write our sentiment. Isn't this just kind of cute? Okay, and then on our envelope, we could, let's see, maybe I'll put a couple. One up there and a tiny, I'll go to the other side like that. You know, sometimes it's the smallest things that get me excited. Yeah, it's just a cute flower. You're exactly right, Marcia. I just think it's a cute flower. And then we'll go ahead and adhere this to the inside of our card because you have to have a place to write. And then I'll give you a little hint. Oh, that's a little stuck. I had a girlfriend who wrote a lot of cards. She had a job where she traveled around and visited people, and so she gave me a little hint one time, and she said, just write big in your cards, don't write small. And then I recognized that she had done that in cards that she'd given me. She wrote large, and I always loved her cards. I didn't even notice really that she was writing large, but it took up a lot of the space. So like you could write, have a great birthday, and sign your name. Done, right? Okay, so there is today's card, and this is the gift for today. This is the prize. What I'm decided to do is every other week I will give away, every other Friday I'll give away the card, every other Friday I'll give away like an embellishment or something like that. So yes, I like the long tails too. So this is today's card, and whoever gets it, I think you're really going to like it. And it's the prize you'll get next week. If you put the word prize today in the comments, either on YouTube or Facebook. I pick them up from everywhere. I'll pick up your name next week about an hour before I go on, and I write down all the names, assign them a number, and run them through what is called the random number generator, and it picks a number. So, with that in mind, the prize from last week was a full brand new package of the More Dazzle specialty paper, and I noticed on the inventory report that I think this might be it's either in low supply or it might be out but coming soon. So this is really cute 6x6 sparkle paper. Everybody loves sparkle paper, right? Okay, so this is from last week. Everybody that put their name down last week, or not your name, but the word prize, because your name's already on your comment, right? And I haven't seen her here today, but she might be on here, but I'm going to contact her anyway. Brenda Jacques is the one who won this. So Brenda, congratulations on the More Dazzle paper. I will get this out to you. I am not 100% sure that I have your address. I'll have to check after I'm done. I think I do, but when you see this, if you would just shoot me an email with your mailing address, just so that I know for sure. I always appreciate that, you guys, because that way I don't have to even look it up. It really makes it easy for me if you just shoot me an email, Peggy@prettypapercards.com. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Have a wonderful weekend, and remember, if you want to get that starter kit, it's a great time to do so. Okay, thank you so much.